Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here today to another edition of NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel. Another full race live stream for you guys. We've got the Buckle Up in Your Truck 225 at Kentucky Speedway. This is going to be the first of two races of a doubleheader Tuesday. Yes, you heard me right, two. Both of them are going to be in the Truck Series. We've had some schedule issues that have come about this week, and mainly it was because of yesterday. As you guys might know or might not know that tuned in for the Kentucky Cup Series race yesterday, we DNF'd out of the race, and after we had DNF'd out of that race, we ran the All-Star race. Now, we were going to run the All-Star race on Thursday, but because of me trying to schedule it around and still try to get a stream out Thursday night, but a shorter one, it would have to be a truck or Xfinity race now because we've done the All-Star race for NASCAR Thunder 2004. And, in fact, we crashed out of both races, sure enough, so I guess it was kind of a waste anyway. But we are doing a doubleheader today. The streams will be spaced apart. We're doing the Kentucky race right now, obviously, and then we'll be doing the Dirt Derby at Eldora for the Truck Series as well, but that won't be until just after 9 o'clock tonight. Is when we're going to be able to get that one in, and then we'll do the Xfinity Series race at Kentucky tomorrow. So, again, Truck Series doubleheader tonight. I guess it helps for you guys. It sucks for me because I DNF'd yesterday, so we're kind of flying through these races. Not that I really wanted to, but it was either that or we were going to have like such a huge time block open, and I didn't want that to have happen because eventually we were going to get to the Eldora truck race anyway. So might as well do it tonight. That race is going to be less than an hour, so 9 o'clock start time will not be late at all. It'll get done by 10 o'clock. 9:15 start time to be exact, but that will still get done right around 10. So here we go. First and foremost, we'll start qualifying here at Kentucky Speedway. Gander Outdoor Truck Series. Matt Crafton racing here. Has a shot to clinch the championship today now for the regular season title. Not the complete championship, but again, the regular season championship if he does well in both the Kentucky race and the Eldora race later today. Just 3 races before the playoffs, and again, 2 of them coming up in the next 5 hours, so this is insane. Getting towards the end of this Truck Series, final Truck Series season for NASCAR Heat 5 already. R6, called 48, welcome to the stream, guys. Just 1 lap in qualifying here. I'm still trying to work the face cam out. I'm not sure how to actually get it to work necessarily. All the way on the outside through turns 1 and 2 there for Crafton on his lap. Not that he really wanted to. The truck didn't really turn down to the bottom like he wanted. We are using the steering wheel for today's race at Kentucky. The Eldora race will be using the controller. Off of turn 4, down to the start-finish line. Matt Crafton will qualify with a 32.511. That'll be 17th on the grid. 31.447 is the pole time for today's race. That will be set by Austin Hill in the 16 for Hattori Racing. So it looks like we have at least 1 driver going to the rear. So take you through today's updates before the start of the race. Christian Eckes, Jesse Little will both be dropping to the rear. And again, as mentioned, it'll be Austin Hill on the pole. Outside pole will be Todd Gillen. And that will move Crafton's starting spot up to 16th instead of 17th. So here we go now. The green flag is in the air, and we are underway at Kentucky. 35 laps in the opening stage of the race. We saw some crazy racing in the Cup Series race at Kentucky yesterday. What will we see today in the truck race? A little mistake there down the backstretch by Matt Crafton. Look at everybody fanning out right now. 3 wide off of turn 4. Crafton, Decker, Anderson, Decker down to the apron. We saw that did not work for Ryan Blaney a couple times yesterday. It ended up being the reason why he DNF'd, and now they were 4 wide through turns 1 and 2. Not a lot of room there, especially in these trucks. They're so much wider on both the Xfinity and the Cup cars. But you saw him going 4 wide there. Minimal contact between Anderson and Crafton, but it's hard not to make contact when you're 4 wide on a mile and a half. Sheldon Creed out in front early on. 2020 NASCAR Gander outdoor champion. And they were just going 4 wide again up there. Natalie Decker on a move. All these drivers trying to solidify themselves in the playoffs with a possible win here today. Of all 3 series we are currently racing, the Truck Series on NASCAR Heat 5, that is, the Truck Series is the only series in which we have not DNF'd in a single race all season. We have 1 DNF in the Xfinity race, in the last Xfinity race at the Indianapolis Road Course. And in the Cup Series, we have DNF'd 4 times now this season. Grant Enfinger's taking the race lead away now, so 3 different leaders already in the very beginning of the race. Austin Hill led the opening lap. Sheldon Creed led the next couple laps, and now Grant Enfinger's out in front. To lead lap 3, Johnny Sauter. Right behind him, it looks like. Sauter's had a really good, consistent season, especially over the last handful of races. The Thor Motorsport trucks, as a team, have been the most dominant so far up to this point this season. Crafton winning the most races. But again, we just mentioned how Johnny Sauter's been as of late. Fastest lap of the race that last time by for Crafton. So he gets around Ross Chastain, but now he leaves the bottom open in 1 and 2, and Tanner Gray shooting in there, trying to get into the top 10 himself. Looking for 9th. It's all over the back of the 52 truck now of Stuart Friesen. Crafton right into the back of Tanner Gray, trying to give him a push. Off of turn 4, we'll see if that will get Gray to the inside here. He might go down to the apron. We've seen that a couple times, and he does go to the apron, but so does Stuart Friesen to block him. Crafton just kind of riding in line, both behind Decker and Gray. Maybe waiting to follow Gray to the inside of Decker, and he will. Now shoots the gap into turn 3, all the way to the bottom, onto the apron, on the brakes, trying to keep it off of Gray. Did a good job, and look at Tanner Gray. That 15 truck looks really fast early as he gets around Friesen down for the 8th position on the racetrack. Crafton to the apron. We saw problems with Ryan Blaney down here with these. Oh, and that almost shot, and it did shoot him up the racetrack. Decker goes around, hard into the wall, backs down the racetrack. Everybody misses from behind, just like you saw in the Cup race. And if it wasn't for Decker being there, I think Matt Crafton would have DNF'd, just like we saw Blaney in the same spot we saw Blaney crash yesterday. My goodness. Almost happened 2 days in a row. And that will be the first caution of the race today. And you're not going to see anybody pit, especially Crafton. I think I had a winning car at Kentucky last night. Well, we dominated stage 1, but as the cautions flew in stage 2, we struggled all stage. And we struggled early in stage 3 and unfortunately DNF, so it was kind of hard to tell. We weren't as fast as what we were at the very beginning. Natalie Decker still in this race, but pretty significant damage on her truck, and that is unfortunate for her with running in the top 10 early on here. Green flag will be back in the air, and we'll try this again. Everybody fanning out to the bottom. Look at this. 3 wide. Crafton just kind of split the traffic there. Oh, contact with the 38. He got loose. Gilliland checked up right in the center of the corner. Creed was kind of pinching him down there, and Crafton had really nowhere to go. Barely made it by to the apron. And now they're 4 wide for the lead in turns 3 and 4. Crafton all the way on the apron on the bottom of the racetrack. And you got Riley Herbst Johnny Sauter not going to give Crafton much room. Crafton's got to go to the apron now. Once again, that time he's able to get it to stick as he rolls back up the track into turn 1 and tight. Riley Herbst to the bottom. These guys are going all over the place in the early going here today. The pressure of the playoffs right around the corner. Facing all these guys. And now Riley Herbst is going for the lead. Look at it again, Sauter is pinching his teammate Crafton down there. Crafton doesn't want to be that low on the track, but Sauter not giving him any room, and now they're 3 wide. Crafton had to lift or he wasn't going to make it out of that corner. Gillen just got to his inside and kind of loosened him up a little bit. Look at Crafton driving it deep into turn 3, trying to cross over Gillen and Sauter himself, and they're 3 wide again. Meanwhile, it is Grant Enfinger trying to go for the lead on Riley Herbst. Sauter still fending off Crafton. Oh, big wiggle by the 13 of Sauter. Crafton's able to pounce all over that for the 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Riley Herbst still in the lead, but not by much. Grant Enfinger still trying to get around him. Enfinger goes down to the apron, but so does Riley Herbst with the block. Those two are really going at it for the race lead. Crafton stuck turns 1 and 2 beautifully that time. And now they're side by side up there, and that's going to allow Crafton to get an even bigger run. Herbst goes all the way upstairs in turns 3 and 4. That will give Crafton 2nd place. Grant Enfinger will clear him as well for the lead off of turn 4. So lead change at the line. But now on the bottom of the racetrack, it is Matt Crafton perhaps trying to lead his first lap of the race. And now the 98 kind of takes him down there. And there was a little bit of contact between the Thor Motorsport teammates. That is the 2nd teammate now that has forced Crafton down where he doesn't want to go. And that is on the apron through the tri-oval. My goodness. Enfinger gives him plenty of room. Crafton trying to get a run off the outside. He is. Plenty of room on the bottom though for Crafton. 19 laps to go in stage 1. Enfinger up to the outside again, this time through 1 and 2. Crafton again to the bottom. And Matt Crafton will clear Grant Enfinger off of turn 2. So Crafton finally to the lead. All that madness in the opening laps of the race. It has been an eventful stage 1. Despite these stages being shorter in the Truck Series. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time here tonight. Tell you what though, just for myself trying to get back into winning ways, it has been a struggle the last 2 or 3 weeks on the channel. With any game, whether it's NASCAR Heat 5 or NASCAR Thunder 2004, trying to get to the end of these races. It has been a struggle. The last Xfinity race we've had a DNF, and 2 of the last 3 Cup races on NASCAR Heat 5 as well. We have had DNFs. In NASCAR Thunder 2004, it has been an absolute train wreck the last 2 weeks in trying to get to the end of a race. DNFing in 5 of the last 7, and that does not include the All-Star race last night as well. So it has been some pretty bad runs, to say the least. Probably my worst stretch, I think, on the channel we've ever had. But just a 150-lap truck race tonight. 2 of them, really, between this one and Eldora. Eldora much shorter, though, because it's only half-mile in length. This is this mile-and-a-half racetrack in length. We're going to fly through these 2 races. We didn't see really any major amount of tire fall off in the Cup race last night. Everybody was able to make it all the way to the end of the actual fuel window. We saw that in stage 1 when we went caution free there. We've already had 1 caution in stage 1 of this race tonight. Total last night we had 6 of them. Well, that turned out to be the same in this one. Both races under the lights as well. So quickly growing that lead. It's almost 4 seconds now between first and second place. 1-2 for Thor Motorsports. And they're also 1, 2, and 4 on the grid. Not sure exactly where Ben Rhodes is right now. Started further back in the field. Where those other 3 started in the top half of the field. Back to the normal cam now to the end of stage number 1. Just 12 laps to go in stage 1 already. Billy Kramer, welcome. Tanner Gray impressing early in the top 5. Lap traffic about to come up in the next few laps as well. That will be for the first time today. And still that 1 wild card race at Eldora as well before the playoffs. See if a dirt specialist can maybe pull off the victory. Haven't had as many of a variety of different winners compared to what you've seen in the Cup and even to some extent the Xfinity Series this season. Clay Greenfield still trying to fight to get back into the top 20, but that is becoming less likely and less likely as these races wind on. And you see Greenfield running 30th in the early going of this race today. Sorry, 29th. We have 1 driver out of the race already. Still, that is definitely not going to cut it. 10 to go, stage 1. There's the first lap truck of Mike Harmon. Ryun Greenfield, the next 2 lap trucks. Oh, Ryun goes high now to try and get around Greenfield. Crafton splits the middle lane through 3 and 4, around both of them. So now he's just trying to put as many trucks a lap down to the end of the stage as he can. So with 35 laps in stage 1, there will be another 35 laps in stage 2. That will set up for an 80-lap final stage of the race here tonight. You're going to see pit stops at the end of stage 1. Nobody pitted under the first caution, which came out at lap number 8 in this race. Wasn't really enough laps on the tires to make it really worth the while to pit. Especially, again, with the information we took from the Cup race that really tire wear hasn't been a big factor. Now, despite the fact that the tire wear wasn't a big factor, you saw a lot of tire strategy in Stage 2 and Stage 3 last night. It seemed like half the drivers would pit, the other half would stay out. And if you had a fast car on fresher tires, yes, you can make your way through the field still, and that's what set up those crazy restarts, but at the same time too, if you were on older tires and had a good car, you were still able to stay out front. We saw that with McLeod for most of the race. He didn't get the finish he needed. Finish outside the top 15, unfortunately. But ran in the top 10 in both of the first 2 stages. And now we have a late stage caution here. And this is going to prove a little interesting. Got some drivers looking like they're going to pit. Matt Crafton is going to stay out. try to save the tires and likely pit at the end of the stage. So Crafton going to stay out. Again, there is a tire limit. 4 fresh sets for the whole race for both the Truck and Xfinity Series. This is going to set up a very wild finish to stage 1. And Crafton wasn't the only one that stays out. It looks like Tate Fogelman, Jesse Little, and Jennifer Jo Cobb are staying out. So this is the strategy call to the end of the stage, and that is going to help Crafton a little bit, having these buffer cars up here, because we have 3 laps to go for Crafton to try and hang on as we go back to green. So 3 to go, stage 1, after the second caution of the race. Fogelman was able to get to the bottom really quickly, and for Jesse Little, he's outside the playoff cut line, not mathematically out in points. For Fogelman, much of the same in the top 15 in points right now. Top 10 make it to the playoffs, but look at Riley Herbst is quickly going to get up to 3rd, right behind Fogelman off of turn 4. 2 laps to go for Matt Crafton. And Tanner Gray has jumped up to 2nd place. Big run for Gray. He's on the cutoff line near 10th in points. Can he run down Crafton to win stage 1 now? Crafton's got the clean air, but they've got the tires. Johnny Sauter up to 3rd, followed by Herbst, Sheldon Creed. So the 2nd through 4th place trucks on the restart have quickly fallen outside the top 5. I don't even think they're going to get any sort of stage points now, losing that track position as quickly as they did. Crafton's got a 1.5 second lead, 1 lap to go. He should be able to hold on. Luckily, he had that good jump, and if it wasn't for the buffer cars, I think it would have been a heck of a lot closer for Crafton to try and hang on, but as he wasn't the only one that stayed out, that helped him beautifully. So, picking up another playoff point and another 10 regular season points. Sauter now off of turn 2 that last lap has jumped up to 2nd place. As they battle hard for 2nd, Matt Crafton, way out in front, will win stage 1 at Kentucky. So Crafton wins stage 1. Tanner Gray ended up beating Sauter back to the line by inches there. So Gray 2nd, Sauter 3rd, Sheldon Creed 4th, and Riley Herbst top 5, followed by Gilliland. Jordan Anderson had a good run, finishing 7th in the stage. Chastain, Ben Rhodes finally got back in the top 10, and Zane Smith rounds it out for GMS. Those drivers will all get stage points in stage 1. Canadian Bacon, welcome to the stream. Oh, he's going to drive his Haley Deegan in the next NASCAR. Yeah, I guess there's a good chance we end up using Haley Deegan, likely because of a fan vote, come season number 2. Or not season 2, next season for next year's game. Not gonna lie, I kind of forgot to pit there. I was thinking about pitting. Everybody else stayed out after pitting towards the end of the last stage. Green flag back in the air, 32 laps in stage number 2. Crafton's gonna need a caution at some point. At least he's able to save the amount of tires he's got left. Still gonna be about 12 laps short. Everybody else will be good to go on fuel to the end of the stage no matter what. So Crafton likely gonna need a caution. And he's on older tires, so he's probably going to get eaten alive here before long. Tanner Gray, another quick jump on the restart, was able to pull down in front of Sauter. Herbst, Gilliland rounds out the top 5 at the line. We'll see what could come here. We've already seen some interesting strategies in stage 1, but we'll see more of that going forward. Tanner Gray tries to move Crafton out of the way off of turn 4. And Tanner Gray is going to get to the lead, going down to the apron to get around Crafton now through the tri-oval. Johnny Sauter, though, right all over Gray's back bumper. Riley Herbst to the bottom of the track. He's coming as well. A little contact with Crafton. But Herbst is up to 3rd. And Tanner Gray is going backwards. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Sauter desperately trying to get around Tanner Gray. Riley Herbst has started going backwards here after he got right around Crafton. Crafton's hanging in there on older tires. Pretty all right. Too far behind the top two, and really nobody else is able to get past him outside of the top three. And again, Riley Herbst got passed right back. Next corner trying to go to the outside. Crafton's going to need a caution. That mistake of not pitting at the stage break could be very costly if he doesn't get a yellow in the next probably less than 10 laps. It could be a yellow with how hard they're racing for the lead up there. Gray is still able to hold on, but Johnny Sauter is right behind him. Trying to take that lead away. Even though it's a shorter race in the Truck Series compared to a Cup race or even an Xfinity race, most Xfinity races, there is still time to come back. Just over 100 laps to go still. See how much the track position means at this racetrack. Of all the 1.5 mile tracks, this one is probably the toughest to pass on. It's got the least amount of banking all the way around. It really races almost a lot like the old Las Vegas Motor Speedway used to race before they put the progressive banking in there with the reconfiguration in 2006. There's a little bit more banking in this racetrack in turns 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 is very, very similar to an older Las Vegas layout. Again, Crafton's still within a second of these guys up in front of him. 25 to go in stage 2. Boy, does he need a caution here. We had 2 cautions in stage 1, so it's not impossible for us to see another caution or 2 in this stage. There you see about right front tire there. Down to about 9% now. Off of turn 4. He could probably go another 2 or 3 laps and then he'll have to pit. Crafton's actually starting to run Sauter down. Sauter was not able to get to the lead. And dirty air could be hurting Johnny quite a bit as well. And here comes Matt Crafton running him back down. Crafton a little bit higher through turns 3 and 4. Down to the apron, really trying to protect. Swings a little bit higher. Crafton all the way to the inside, trying to get underneath him. Sauter did not give him a lot of room, and Crafton couldn't get back to the gas as soon as he wanted. Going off into turns 3 and 4 again. Crafton to the inside. Slide job to get around Johnny Sauter that time for second, and he's got it. Tanner Gray still out in front. Made it 10 laps into this stage. And just trying to stay out as long as he can. He's got a big run on Gray going off into turns 3 and 4. All the way down to the bottom of the track goes Matt Crafton. Left side's on the apron. And he is going to take the lead off of turn 4 and clear Tanner Gray. So Crafton back out in front, and that was his fastest lap of the race as well, despite the fact he was battling for the lead. And side by side nonetheless all the way through 3 and 4. But Crafton, after leading for a lap in this stage, after losing the lead a couple laps after the restart, Crafton will have to come to pit road this time, and it will be a 4-tire pit stop. Will he have enough time to get back out in front of the field here? He did not get the caution he needed. And now a pit road speeding penalty for Matt Crafton as well, and that's just going to add insult to injury here. Unbelievable. He was already going to go a lap down, perhaps. And now this is huge trouble for Matt Crafton. He's taking right sides only. He's trying to make this pit stop even quicker. And he's putting just enough fuel in the race truck that'll get him to the end of the stage as well. Problems for Matt Crafton here in stage 2. After forgetting to pit, really just missing the pit sign coming to pit road under the caution and under the stage brake. Had to make a green flag stop, and now speeding penalty is really putting this 88 team behind. And this could be costly. He's got 2 fresh right side tires, so he could possibly try to run these guys down. The only reason he didn't take lefts, he was trying to speed the pit stop up. It was a 15-second penalty once the stop was completed and all the tires were changed, so that's why they went with 2. Because if he would have taken 4 tires, he might have gone 2 laps down instead of 1. That's a lot harder to come back from. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. So problems for Crafton. Meanwhile, Tanner Gray and Johnny Sauter still battling it out for the lead. We have just less than 20 laps to go in stage 2. And Crafton is a lap down now after the pit road speeding penalty. So, gonna try to fight now to get back in that free pass position by the end of the stage. Which, if we stay green, I think he can get there. But then in the final stage, he's gonna have to restart all the way from the back. By taking right sides only, that really gives him 3.5 sets the rest of the race. He has not changed his left side tires at all today. Only the right sides right there. It's insane how far he's been able to go as well, with that being the case. It looks like Crafton is in the free pass position for now. He is currently in that position in 25th. But if Austin Wayne Self goes a lap down before the end of stage 2, then he will get the free pass position. So Crafton's okay for now, unless somehow, some way, Gray or Sauter, whoever's leading, can catch Austin Wayne Self. Self is about 3 seconds behind Ruck in 23rd. This is definitely a big point in this race for Crafton. Just really trying to hope that Austin Wayne Self can hang on. Those left sides should be good to the end of the stage. It's pretty wild. It's over 70 laps on those left side tires by the time we get to the end of the stage. Big Mac the GOAT, welcome to the stream. Gaming Hot Plays as well, welcome. Still 14 to go in stage number 2. Feels like the laps always seem to wind by quicker when you're hoping for a caution like Crafton is right now, or just hoping for the end of the stage to come. In that case, it might be even slower. You can see even just 2 fresh right side tires what it's doing for Crafton on this run. Despite the left sides are older. And he's just got a fast race truck. Again, it seems like he's got a top 5 truck even on the short run. Tanner Gray, Johnny Sauter quite a bit quicker than him. Just got in the back of the 52 of Friesen. I don't think there's enough laps as well for Crafton to unlap himself before the end of the stage, so he is just really, really hoping that Austin Wayne himself doesn't go a lap down. He's not really going to have a really good indication on whether he is going to be a lap down or not by the end of the stage. There could be a chance Crafton could catch him. He's only got 11 laps to do it. It's hard to judge exactly how far he is behind Gray, but he is about 17 seconds behind Austin Wayne's self. Natalie Decker, after bringing out the first caution of the race today with an accident in turn 1, has rallied back into the top 10. She's currently in 8th. Good run for her. Side draft there on Enfinger. Crafton's doing everything he can right now, even if that includes side drafting his teammates, like he did on Grant Enfinger. 13 seconds behind Self. He's about a third of the track, roughly, behind Tanner Gray. I'll tell you what, though, the pace that Gray's running right now in the lead, that could be huge. What a win this could be for Tanner Gray, not just for the stage, but again, being on the bubble coming into this race today with just 3 races before the playoffs. How about a win? You don't even have to worry about how you run at Eldora or Michigan in the next 2 races. You'll be in the playoffs. Take a little bit of pressure off of you. Crafton's running some quick lap times right now, but it might not matter. Left front tire down to 18%, but again, it will make it to the end of this stage. Crafton's not worried about it. He's got to keep pushing it. There's a very good chance Austin Wayne Self is 1 lap down right now. He's only 5 seconds ahead of Crafton. So that would mean Crafton's not in the free pass position anymore. Now he needs this to stay green to the end of the stage so he can catch Austin Wayne Self. Only 6 laps to go. And if he can get to the lead lap also, then that'd be pretty big. He's not going to be able to take the wave around either. Because that left front tire is pretty well worn out. Andrew Hollenbach, welcome to the stream. 10 people watching here on a Tuesday evening. Thanks for everybody tuning in. First of 2 races, doubleheader Tuesday. For the next race will be the Dirt Derby at Eldora, so a Truck Series doubleheader on NASCAR Heat 5 tonight. That race will be starting at about 9:15 Eastern Standard Time tonight. And there's Austin Wayne Self. So Crafton's going to get around Self easily, but now you look at Jesse Little, Jennifer Jo Cobb. Are they going to go a lap down before the end of the stage? Austin Wayne Self is just falling off the face of the earth in 25th now. But Crafton was able to get around him. 4 laps to go in stage 2. Crafton still got to hustle to try and catch Jesse Little and Jennifer Jo Cobb. Again, Crafton a lap down because of a pit road speeding penalty. But now he's got fresher right side tires, which is why he's running as quick of laps as he is. Right side's only under that last stop. If he would have taken 4 fresh tires, he definitely would not have been able to even get anywhere close to the free pass position. But he's got a chance. 2 laps to go now, this time by. Hoping it stays green to the end of the stage. There's Jesse Little and Jennifer Jo Cobb. Crafton should catch those guys, but how many more guys ahead of them are a lap down? There's the pass on Little. And now Cobb, Angela Ruck, is a lap down in 21st as well. Crafton trying to hustle. I believe John Hunter Nemechek's a lap down. There's the second place truck. Johnny Sauter held up behind Ruck. Crafton trying to go. They split the lap truck of Angelo Ruck. Crafton into the top 20. Just 2 laps to go. I don't think he's going to catch Tanner Gray. There's Anderson. Boy, Jordan Anderson's falling off too. Remember, Anderson finished 7th in stage 1. He is in 19th right now. Does not have the same speed he did there. He qualified in the top 10 as well. There's the pass on Anderson. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go in the stage. Crafton still trying to go. He's a second behind Gus Dean. And Dean is a lap down. Ty Majeski is on the lead lap, but barely. This is big. Crafton into the free pass position, but he needs Tanner Gray to stay behind Majeski. If he gets around Majeski, Crafton will not get the free pass. It's going to be close at the line. Gray will win stage 2, and Gray beats Majeski to the line by inches to keep Matt Crafton a lap down at the end of the stage. Wow, that was close. Crafton almost rallied from the penalty on the pit stop for speeding, and by inches, Majeski will go a lap down. That will give him the free pass, and Crafton will have to finish and start stage 3 now, 1 lap down mid-pack. And that was great work by Tanner Gray to not only win the stage, but to keep Crafton a lap down, because Crafton was booking it at the end of the stage there. He ran out of time, and Crafton has to pit here. It'll be a 4-tire stop. He's got 2.5 sets left the rest of the race, so not worried about the tire limit at all. Drama throughout the course of this race up to this point in both stages. We went caution-free through stage 2 after 2 cautions in stage 1 for incident. 17 drivers will restart on the lead lap in the final stage, which will be 80 laps in length. Green flag back in the air, and Crafton has to go. Just 77 laps left. Sauter won the race off the pit road. He'll restart from the lead. Tanner Gray had a slow stop. They came out in second. Crafton trying to go and not trying to waste any time at all. Christian Eckes pulls the block on him. Well, Crafton going to get underneath him. Oh, Eckes gets sideways in turn 3. And he's in the wall. Will that bring out a caution? No, it will not. We stay green. Boy, Crafton needed a caution there, but he didn't get it. It looked like Eckes got in the wall. Maybe he kept it off the wall. He was definitely slow trying to make the save. That's for sure. Side by side for the lead, meanwhile. Sheldon Creed to the inside of Johnny Sauter. The run Crafton's got, but he can't quite beat Zane Smith to the bottom. Rolls through the brakes in 3 and 4. Sauter went all the way near the wall. He's losing ground up there, but Sheldon Creed is in the lead. Oh, and Ben Rhodes just squeezed his teammate, or squeezed underneath him at least. Crafton trying to get back on the lead lap so he can at least restart back up with these guys on another restart instead of having to go all the way to the rear of the field. So hard to pass here. Crafton's doing all he can. Down to the apron in turns 3 and 4. A little bit of a wiggle going into turn 1 by Rhodes. Zane Smith gets sideways into turns 1 and 2 as well. Couple easy passes those last couple corners for Crafton because of it. Battle for the lead still going on. Gray has company, and it is from Grant Enfinger in the 98, who led laps early in the race. Charged himself back up front, and Crafton just ran his fastest lap of the race there, 32.311, I believe. Or 211, rather. He's absolutely hauling right now. This could hurt Crafton as well. Regular season battle going on right now. Sauter's having a good day. That's who's trying to beat him. In the points. Crafton didn't score a single stage point in Stage 2, despite winning Stage 1. He does get 10 points, but I'm pretty sure Sauter outscored him there. Crafton had just over a one-race lead coming in. So again, if he runs solid in both races, and scores a lot of stage points throughout the course of the race, he should be able to clinch today, but he doesn't want to go into that last race at Michigan. You never know what could happen at Eldora later today as well. 3 wide. Almost some contact there. That was very close. Still 3 wide into turns 3 and 4. Look at how loose the 40 of Chastain got right there. Little to no grip running 3 wide on the outside especially. Natalie Decker up to 7th. Just 69 laps left. Crafton barely clearing Decker. Crafton racing very aggressively right now, trying to charge up through these guys. He'll get around Creed in turns 3 and 4, but Creed's going to try to cross him over, and he'll get there. Creed's really fallen back after leading a couple laps on the restart. Once Enfinger got around him. Oh, we got trouble! Car in the wall! Turn 1, it's the leader! Sorry, second place, Christian Eckes, looks like. Christian Eckes was in second place, and it looks like he blew a right front and hit the wall. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I couldn't tell. Starting to not be able to tell who exactly that was, but that is the caution Crafton needed. Some guys are going to pit here. Crafton's going to pit. He's got the free pass anyway. Might as well. And he's still got a set and a half of tires left. Now, he can't make it on field at the end of the stage. This is going to help him try to charge through the field with those fresh tires. So that is now our third caution. Eckes is going to hit pit road. He's going to be able to get back out there. And the green flag is back in the air again. Oh man, there was a stack up on the restart. Not sure who got held up. Look at the fresh tire advantage here for Matt Crafton. Good thing he's got the fresh tires. He was able to drive it in as deep as he did through turns 3 and 4. Oh, Nemechek squeezed Crafton into Dean. Crafton tried to get off of him. Nemechek was on the apron and tried to come back up the racetrack. I don't know if he tried to block Crafton off or if he didn't know he was there, and Crafton ended up right in the side of Dean. Dean got in the wall in turns 1 and 2. Crafton trying to get that run back again at Nemechek. And he'll get under him that time. How quickly Sauter got to the lead on the restart, but nonetheless, look at how fast Matt Crafton is going right now. Fresh tires versus old. Eckes is moving his way through the field on fresh tires as well, but nowhere as quickly as Matt Crafton. Grant Enfinger has jumped to the lead ahead of his teammate Johnny Sauter. And Matt Crafton's about to get right back into the top 10 again. So get by Ross Chastain, Natalie Decker as well. 3 wide, Herbst got hung out. So he went way up to the outside. Got a little loose off of turn 4. Pull up in front of the 51, clear him. Crafton wanted to do that so he could take the outside through 1 and 2. There's a huge train of cars on the bottom. Eckes is trying to get around Smith and Creed. Crafton all the way up high. Haven't seen him run that high in 3 and 4 yet. Still alongside Eckes. He's trying to work to the outside of Smith. Smith kind of squeezed him. Oh, man! Eckes made contact with Creed on the bottom. They're 4 wide through turns 1 and 2. Are they going to make it coming off? Crafton barely keeps it off the wall. But now gets stuck behind Austin Hill. Eckes is going to get around. Eckes just forced it to the bottom of the track. Crafton trying to get back around him 3 wide through turns 3 and 4 now. Crafton not going to want to go to the apron down here. Trying to stay up the track. He's able to clear Eckes now. And Austin Hill into turn 1. 1, 2, 3, Thor Motorsport at the front of the field. Enfinger, Sauter, Crafton, but Crafton has the freshest of the tires. And Enfinger could be a sitting duck now. Crafton trying to get to the front as quick as he can. Again, Eckes on fresh tires as well, is trying to get through the field. Boy, he struggled compared to what Crafton was able to do there. Crafton now for the lead off of turn 4. All the way to the apron off of 4. Hasn't cleared the 98 yet. Now he has. So Matt Crafton back out in front for the first time since early in stage number 2. Before the pit road speeding penalty. He has rallied back and in a hurry. We still have over 50 laps to go. Caution came out at a much needed time early in stage 3. And nobody else decided to pit outside of just a couple trucks on the lead lap, and that really, really helped Crafton. And Eckes has jumped up to second, passing Enfinger through turns 3 and 4. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time tonight. 55 laps to go. Yeah, Andrew, the only reason I didn't push Austin Hill when I was stuck behind him is because I felt like it was going to just send him off into turn 3, and I didn't want to do that like we saw with Eckes earlier. We got into the back of him there. Luckily, Eckes was able to make the save, but I didn't want Austin Hill to nonetheless wipe out right in front of me, so that was not going to be ideal. Racing hard, racing aggressively, but we're trying to race clean as much as we can. I got back into the gas a little too soon there. Got about a 3-second lead on Christian Eckes in the 18. Again, we'll be going to Eldora tonight 9:15 Eastern Standard Time is the scheduled start time for that one. For the Gander Outdoor Truck Series, it'll be the second to last race of the regular season. Crafton trying to get the win here today at Kentucky. Just came off of a win at Pocono in the last race, so looking to go back-to-back here today. Maybe 3 in a row if he could sweep both races of this doubleheader today. Something else I want to mention with Eldora not being on the schedule this year. So something I was just starting to think about just the other day with a lot of tracks in the Midwest, really in all 3 series kind of going away, and a lot of them are relatively close to me, you know, within 3-4 hours at least. Something that's very interesting with that is I was at Eldora last year for the Dirt Derby, so I was at the final Eldora race in the Truck Series, presumably. I was at the final Cup Series race at Chicagoland, presumably, back in 2019 as well. I went to Kentucky in 2018. I went to the Brickyard 400 when it was on the Oval in 2018. I might be a track killer, guys. I might be an unofficial, unclaimed track killer. Add unintentional into that as well. Within the last 2 years 3 years, I guess, at Kentucky, and 3 years at Indy, and the last race at Chicagoland and Eldora. I go to Michigan so many times, and they're down to 1 race now, and we've lost our only Truck Series date next year as well. I'm scared for the future of Michigan, even though I feel like they're going to have at least 1 race there. There's no need for them to go there twice, but at the same time, I don't know. It's tough to say. All these other bigger tracks, especially in the Midwest, going out. Eight-and-a-half-second lead already for Crafton. 47 to go. Again, everybody will have to pit one more time before the end of the race. Crafton's got about 10 to 15 lap pressure tires right now. So we can make it a little bit longer than everybody else during the course of this run, outside of Eckes and I believe the other driver to hit pit road, if I'm not mistaken, was... Oh, you know what? That's not right. Who was the 3rd truck that hit pit road? There were 3 drivers that hit pit road under the last caution. It was Crafton, Eckes, and I'm not sure who else. I don't want to say it was Enfinger, because I'm pretty sure he was up towards the front anyway. But Enfinger does have a 4-second gap over Sauter, so it could be, but I don't think that he's one of them. I'm trying to think of what other racetracks I've been to within the last couple of years that might be gone. I really want to go to Fontana next year for the final race of the 2-mile oval, just because it'll be my last chance to see that that track with that configuration. And if I'm able to somehow do that, that would be like 5 tracks. That'd be the third of which within the last couple of years that would be the final race at that track. That's insane. Although I guess that track's still technically going to be there. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll see. Yeah, but I was just kind of thinking about that, though. I forget what made me think about that, but that was just... I think it's just the fact that we've raced at Kentucky now and Indianapolis within the last couple days, Chicagoland even too within the last week. I think that's probably why I was starting to think about it. Yeah, we're running all these racetracks. Probably the last time ever, perhaps. For future NASCAR games, at least. Obviously, again, we'll be racing at those tracks when we're coming up through the older games, but far as the NASCAR Heat Series goes, or NASCAR 21 going forward, future NASCAR games, it just wouldn't be the case. 15-second lead now at the line, so about half a track ahead of Eckes. Fresh tires have really paid off big time for Crafton. Long green flag run to go on top of it. And this is putting quite a few drivers a lap down. Only 14 drivers on the lead lap now. Tyler Ankram's about to go lap down. He's in 14th. So this long green flag run really panning out for Matt Crafton. Grant Enfinger has now just jumped up to second and has gotten back around Christian Eckes. Yeah, Chase Elliott deserved his 2020 championship. He can't, just because Kevin Harvick didn't win it and he was the most deserving, you can't say that Chase Elliott didn't deserve his title. Everybody knows the rules in the point system going into the season. Week by week, the point system doesn't change. Everybody knows what they have to do to win the title. So at the end of the year, if you win the championship under those circumstances, again, the rules don't change throughout the course of the season, that, yeah, he deserved it. Plus, if you look over any other playoff/chase format, Chase Elliott would have won. The only format he wouldn't have won under was the season-long championship. So even if people are saying, you know, for the best of both worlds, I'll just go back to the way the chase was in 2004 and everything's solved, you know, or 2007 would have been probably the better of the chase era years as far as points-wise, 2007 to 2010. But anyway, yeah, I mean, he would have won under that. So, I mean, it really kind of, I don't know, it just, at that point, it's just a lot of anti-Chase Elliott fans at that point that would argue about it. But yeah, no, Chase Elliott, he deserved it. He deserved it for sure. He was probably the third, you know, statistically third best driver all season, so he was right there. Just look at the couple wins he gave away, too, at the beginning of the year with the Coke 600, which, you know, wasn't his fault. Caution came out, forced overtime when he probably had that race won. If he didn't get wiped out by Martin Truex Jr. in the Southern 500, he would have finished second instead of outside the top 20, so that would have been at least a good run there. Would have helped his average finish out a little bit. Bristol earlier this year when him and Logano got together with a couple laps to go, battling for the lead. I mean, coulda, woulda, shoulda, like with any other driver, but I mean, that could have been 2 or 3 more wins right there. Oh yeah, he was definitely a championship contender. If you look at very early in the season, I think the best drivers early in the year, well, hang on here, it's going to get tight off of turn 2. Crafton trying to get around the outside of some of these trucks, had to back out of the gas. There was a slower truck and Jason White in the mix. Natalie Decker, Riley Herbst all racing right now on the track. Crafton tries to come back up the track. Decker wasn't giving him much room there. In the thick of heavy lap traffic with about 36 laps to go at Kentucky, and green flag pit stops coming up shortly. A little bit of contact between Decker and Crafton. That just shot Decker into 7th. She cleared Riley Herbst by quite a bit off of turn 2 after that shot from Crafton. And now goes high, giving him plenty of room, as well as Todd Gilliland. It looks like Johnny Sauter's even on the outside way up here. But yeah, anyway, the championship contenders, and I'm talking before COVID, the first 4 races of the season, the best drivers for the first 4 races of the season were all younger drivers. Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, like those 3 drivers were on a tear those first 4 races of the season. Now, granted, Elliott didn't win any, and Blaney didn't win any for that matter. Bowman got the one win at Auto Club, but obviously almost, I mean, he would have probably finished runner-up at Vegas the week before. Blaney, you could have had an arguable case that he could have won the first 3 races of the season if things had gone his way. Finished second by a nose in the 500. He had Vegas in the bag, but caution with 2 laps to go. And then made the same mistake Elliott and Gustafson made in the Coke 600 by pitting instead of staying out on the racetrack. Right there, and he was running second at Auto Club until shredding a tire in the final couple laps there. Chase Elliott had a chance to even win Vegas before Blaney took over. It wasn't for him getting into the wall early in the race too. But yeah, those were probably the 3 best drivers those first 4 races of the season. And you can argue Joey Logano too, because he did get 2 of the wins. So I'd put Logano in that category, I guess, as well. So those are probably the 4 best drivers before COVID. So you only wonder what could have been for those 4. Granted, Chase ended up going on to win the championship anyway, but even for Bowman and Blaney, if we would have had our normal practice and our normal season, how good of a season could they have really had? And that Christian Eckes has just gone a lap down, just 2 trucks on the lead lap. And this is really hurting anybody else's chances of winning this race if we get a caution. I'd have to assume we're going to see green flag pit stops very, very shortly. Crafton's still got a set and a half left. He'll have to pit before the end. 31 laps to go. He's about 14 to 16 laps short on fuel. Might be able to even go right sides only under the next stop. I think the left side should be able to make it to the end of the race. Try to trap more of these guys, more laps down perhaps. That could very well be the call. That'll give him 1 set left the rest of the race as well, even if we did see a late race caution. You can choose to pit if you wanted. There goes Crafton to the outside of Enfinger. Off of turn 2, he's going to clear him. Crafton has just lapped the field. What a turnaround. But again, it was because of that last caution. Not only he got the free pass under that last caution that came out about 10 laps into the final stage of the race, but he was one of just 3 drivers that took fresh tires and took those fresh tires to advantage. Not only got to the lead, but was able to pull away because of having that advantage, and we never got a caution since. That caution not only got Crafton back in the race, but it could have very well won it for him as long as things still go according to plan for these final less than 30 laps now. Again, Eldora coming up tonight. Thanks for everybody sticking in with this one. Now, Enfinger is scheduled to come to pit road a little bit earlier than Matt Crafton. Granted, Crafton's actually burnt that right front up quite a bit, so might not be as big of a difference, but Enfinger's got a very good chance of short pitting for whenever he comes to the pits. I'd have to assume the leaders are going to pit any lap now. I don't think they can go much longer on fuel. Eckes can stay out as long as Matt Crafton, maybe even longer. Eckes has saved his tires a little bit more. He can actually go a little longer than what Crafton can. would assume he can go at least a couple laps longer, assuming he saved his tires. Just 25 laps to go. A lot of drivers on pit road. Three wide up there. A couple trucks just came out of the pits. Slower truck on the outside of Jordan Anderson. Somebody trying to come to pit road as well. It was Jennifer Jo Cobb. She almost got ran over from behind. I believe it was Riley Hurst in the 51 that almost hit her. Crafton not going to be able to stay out of the pits much longer. Maybe another lap. I think he will be able to stay out one more lap. And he'll come to pit road not this time, but the following time by. It'll be right sides only. That way, in case we get a late race caution, he can pit for 4 fresh tires. We'll still have that extra set left. Plus, this way, it could perhaps keep him out in front of Grant Enfinger, who has short pitted on him. Try to hold him a lap down as much as he can. Pretty hefty lap traffic coming up as well, so luckily Crafton's come to pit road anyway. Gustine on the bottom of the track. Crafton trying to beat him into turn 3. He's not able to do it. And now we have a caution right before Crafton was coming to pit road. That is a perfectly timing caution for Crafton. That will give Christian Eckes the free pass. Now Crafton can go for 4 fresh tires now instead of just right sides. We'll still have a half a set left the rest of the way. Going to be seeing the wave around being taken by Enfinger, Sauter, Creed, Herbst, Decker, Hill. A bunch of other drivers, so there's going to be a lot of drivers that will be 1 lap down after this caution, but that is obviously, again, it's going to help Crafton. That caution would have came out another lap later. It would have been a lot different circumstance. We're going to have less than 20 laps to go when we go green. Zane Smith hit pit road as well there. Green flag back in the air. Smith still a lap down. And now a fresher tire advantage for Smith and Crafton at the front of the field. Eckes coming from the back. He's going to hope for another caution. Actually, Eckes isn't that far behind. All those guys took the wave around. They lined up actually behind Christian Eckes. I didn't even think about that. So don't count Christian Eckes out of this thing yet. He is not all the way at the back. He is probably within the top 10 as far as the restart was concerned. But does he have the speed to catch Crafton? Crafton's got the clean air with just 17 laps to go. So again, the wave around cars restart behind the free pass car. Eckes got the free pass and has fresher tires, so he's in front of all those slower cars anyway. That is big for Eckes if he's going to want a shot to try and run down Crafton. Now, there was a couple cars that pitted that did not get the wave around, obviously, like Zane Smith, Austin Hill, that would have restarted ahead of him, that are a little bit faster. Or maybe equal speed, I should say. Equal speed or slower. We'll see. We did get another caution. Zane Smith currently is in the free pass position. And Eckes would get the restart on the front row. This race is not over yet. And for Eckes, he is still winless this season, trying to clinch himself a playoff spot. Not sure exactly where he's at in points. I would assume he's in the top 10. But we're not sure exactly how comfortable that is, despite the fact he's had a pretty good night. Especially in this final stage, going off strategy, it's really worked out for him. Been in the top 3 majority of the time. since that second to last restart. We've had 4 cautions in the race total now after that last one, as far as cautions per incident go. Eckes is almost kind of losing ground. I don't think Eckes got a very good restart. He could have been in the outside lane. That could have obviously hindered his progress, but you can see there's still quite a few lap trucks in between Crafton and Eckes. The lead has grown to about 4 seconds now, and also on the track map on the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you can kind of see the amount of lap trucks that are between the top 2 currently. Yeah, again, Christian Eckes did not have to start at the rear only because there were a bunch of trucks that took the wave around. And now we have another caution with 13 to go. Zane Smith will get the free pass, but most importantly, Eckes is right on the front row with Crafton. And we are only going to have 9 laps left when we go green. That is our 5th caution of the race. Our 2nd one in the last 20. These cautions giving Eckes as much of a chance as what we saw Crafton get with that caution early in the stage. 2 tires are still left. Crafton elects to stay out so he can restart on the bottom and make sure he can get ahead of Eckes rather. Green flag back in the air. Here we go. Good jump by Crafton through the gears in the preferred lane on the bottom. Were able to run about 7 or 8 laps on those tires. So there's a little bit of heat in them. Air pressures have grown a little bit. We'll see if Eckes can keep up with Crafton. Maybe even the other way around. 8 to go at the line. Didn't see if anybody that was a lap down that might have pitted under that caution. I don't think anybody did. And Eckes got held up on the outside in turns 1 and 2 there. There's now a lap truck in between him. Him and Crafton at the front of the field, and Eckes is all the way on the outside. That is not going to work. He's losing more ground. Eckes did not have a good restart. And that is obviously helping Crafton, the fact that he's having to battle in that lap traffic. Now Crafton's hoping it stays green this time. 2.5 second lead. Don't count Zane Smith out of it though if we get another yellow as well. Also on equal tires with Crafton and Eckes. Sauter in 4th, trying to hold off Sheldon Creed in 5th for the free pass position. In case we go to overtime or even a couple overtimes. Crafton racing to get to the white flag. This has been kind of a wacky race today, to say the least. Very weird the way the late race cautions played out and the waiver rounds. And who was going to get the free pass win? The pit road speeding penalty came from behind to get to the lead as quickly as he did for Crafton with timely cautions. I think he's lucky it was stage 2 when that happened as well. If that would have been the final stage, it would have been a completely different circumstance, and he likely would have finished the race a lap down. But The being in stage 2, we had the end of the stage there, which gave him an extra restart. Then we ended up getting a caution 10 laps after the fact. Eckes is still caught in traffic, and he is just not going forward. He's 5 seconds off the lead. No pressure for Matt Crafton right now. Three laps to go. Two laps remain. Eckes should easily, and I mean easily, stay ahead of Zane Smith. Still a lot of trucks between them, and 7 seconds interval-wise. White flag in the air now. 1 lap to go. We're going to finish this race under regulation. Despite the couple late race cautions making it a little interesting. Returns 3 and 4. One final time. Matt Crafton, from a lap down after a pit road speeding penalty, will come back to win at Kentucky. Big win for Crafton. A comeback one at that. And has a shot now into Eldora tonight to clinch the regular season championship. A race early, if all goes well later. We'll take you through the season standings when we get there. But first, we'll take a look at the finishing results as the engine has blown in the victory celebration already here in this one. Crafton with the win. 3 trucks finished on the lead lap here today. 1 hour and 18 minutes was the total time. Eckes finished in second, followed by Zane Smith, Johnny Sauter, Sheldon Creed, your top 5. Riley Herbst finished in 6th, followed by Grant Enfinger, Austin Hill, Ross Chastain, and Todd Gilliland. Take a look at who DNF'd in this one. Tanner Gray was the driver, I believe, that blew that right front tire, bringing out that third caution of the race. That was a caution early in the stage. It looked like somebody blew a tire. I made the wrong call. I said it was Eckes. I couldn't tell who it was up at the front of the field, and it looked like it might have been Tanner Gray, and that is tough. Gray won stage 2 in this race and was on the playoff bubble, looking like he was going to be a contender to win late. Obviously one of Crafton's big competitors throughout the course of this race. And the finish did not go his way. Brett Moffitt also DNF'd, so 2 DNFs in this race tonight. 11th win of the season for Crafton now as he grows the points lead. He's got a 102-point lead on Johnny Sauter going into the race later tonight. 60 points is the max that you can score in a single race. So Crafton, see here, mathematically to clinch the championship, Matt Crafton would need to score 42 points in tonight's race at Eldora. So if Crafton can score 42 points at Eldora tonight, he will clinch the regular season championship 1 race early over Johnny Sauter. And we look at that playoff battle right now. Big DNF there for Brett Moffitt. That pushes him below the cutoff line. He is 7 points below Ben Rhodes because of that DNF, so that was bad for him. Christian Eckes, who finished second, was so close to clinching a playoff spot. He is 26 points below the cutoff line, so close race there. Anderson faded late. Tanner Gray obviously had a threat to win. It's going to take a lot for him to point himself in, but you're really looking at everybody back to 13th, even Jordan Anderson, depending on how Eldora goes tonight, still mathematically could have a good chance at pointing their way in if all goes well. It is a wild card race Again, start time for that one is going to be 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Johnny Sauter had the fastest lap, 31.770. Crafton led the most despite that pit road speeding penalty. He led at 82 of the 150 laps. And Eckes had the tough break. It was on the move. Started at the rear, finished second. The tough break went to Tyler Hill. Started 14th, finished 29th, unfortunately for him. So that's going to be it here for this one. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button down below if you enjoyed the race, the commentary, the video in general. And I'll see you guys tonight. Dirt Derby at Eldora. Gander Outdoor Truck Series for the second to last race of the regular season. And race 15 of 23 on the entire season. We do these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast on the daily. So again, subscribe if you are new. And I will see you guys later tonight. Have a good next couple hours. And I'll see you in a little bit.